Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III are ready to face each other again after their last fight ended in a terrific in-ring brawl. The brawl between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III during their exhibition match in June 2023 was marked by intense emotions and escalated quickly. After 6 rounds filled with both verbal jabs and physical strikes, referee Kenny Bayless decided to stop the fight due to continuous trash-talking and aggressive behavior from both fighters. The fight, originally meant to be a spectacle, ended prematurely in chaos. This decision didn't sit well with Gotti, who attempted to continue the fight, leading to his team and Mayweather's team clashing in the ring and beyond, with disturbances spreading through the crowd and backstage areas. Well, now that the rematch is just around the corner, all eyes are set on it. John Gotti III shared his thoughts on the upcoming rematch with Floyd Mayweather during their face-off and press conference. He described how the unexpected opportunity for a second fight felt like destiny to him. He sees this rematch as a chance to face one of the greatest boxers again, and is motivated not to let this opportunity slip away. He hinted at learning from past experiences and vowing not to be defeated again.
And I think this time is fate. You know, we wasn't supposed to have this fight again. One thing led to another, and we're here. You know, I'm excited. Why not? I get a second chance to one of the greatest fighters to ever lace up boxing gloves. You know, so I've been motivated. I've been training the whole entire year. Since the last fight ended, I've been in the gym, been dwelling on this fight, been obsessing about this fight. And like my father had said, I'm a dweller. You know, you get me once, you know, shame on you. You get me twice, shame on me. You know, so it was a very unique experience for me, the first fight. This guy, Floyd, was my idol growing up. It's no secret. You know, this guy was my guy.
John Gotti III, gearing up for his rematch against Floyd Mayweather, reflected on the lessons from their previous bout. He expressed readiness for the battle, emphasizing that his preparation this time comes from a place of genuine commitment to proving himself in the ring. It seemed like he was not just entering the fight to participate, but to assert himself against a boxing legend, highlighting his intense focus and preparation for this rematch. Gotti added, "Floyd said at the weigh-in that talk is cheap, and he's absolutely right. Talk is cheap, so I took that to heart, and may the best man win on August 24th because I'm ready for a war, and I mean that this time from the bottom of my heart I am ready for a fight." Floyd Mayweather also talked about the fight and showed respect to Gotti. Mayweather acknowledged Gotti's eagerness for a rematch and expressed his own openness to multiple encounters. Mayweather underscored his seasoned perspective that he's encountered all types of fighters and strategies throughout his career, which he believes prepares him well for any challenge.
And I take my hat off to him. He want to run it back. We could run it back twice, 3 times. It is what it is. I was born to be a fighter. I'm gonna die a fighter at the end of the day. And I done heard it all from every fighter. Every fighter say, well, I got a good left hand, I got a good right hand, I got a good hook. I'm gonna apply pressure. My thing is this, I've seen it all. I'm there to entertain.
John Gotti III expressed his desire for the upcoming rematch with Floyd Mayweather to be memorable and thrilling. Remembering their first encounter, Gotti noted Mayweather's intense preparation and unexpected agility at their fight venue in Florida, where he mentioned how unusual it was to see Mayweather arrive early and warm up so diligently. Gotti interpreted Mayweather's focused behavior and the high volume of punches thrown as clear indicators that Mayweather was aiming for more than just an exhibition match.
You know, very entertaining fight. You know, Floyd keeps repeating himself, boxing showcase and boxing exhibition, but I've been watching Floyd fight my whole life, since I'm a kid. I've never once seen Floyd show up early to an event. I was early in Florida, and he's already there warming up. I've never seen Floyd prepare the way he has, and I've never seen Floyd throw as many punches in 2 minutes as he did in our fight. So obviously it was a fight. Obviously he wanted to hurt me. Obviously he wanted to knock me out. And so he's not going to snooker me again with this exhibition nonsense. He's coming to knock me out again, and I'm going to try to knock him out this time. So that's that.
The coming fight has become a hyped fight because of the rivalry that started after the last fight. The last fight brawl led to a 6-month suspension for Gotti by the Florida State Athletic Commission, while Mayweather faced no such sanctions. The spectacle was intensified by the personalities involved, with Gotti, a professional MMA fighter, and the grandson of the notorious crime boss John Gotti, bringing a distinct intensity to the ring. This brawl has only added to Mayweather's controversial but undeniably lucrative exhibition match legacy. But after the chaos surrounding their last exhibition fight, Floyd Mayweather addressed the criticisms and rumors that emerged in its aftermath, particularly the notions of disrespect and allegations of the fight being staged. Mayweather emphasized the reality of the situation, pointing out that the intensity and widespread involvement in the arena underscored the authenticity of the events. He noted that different fighters have different approaches, some are more aggressive, while others are lighter on their feet, contributing to the dynamic and sometimes unpredictable nature of exhibition matches.
It all depends on what they want to do. Some want to move around heavy, some want to move around light. So, in the last exhibition, a lot of disrespect. So it got a little crazy. From what I was hearing, a lot of people on social media were saying that it was fake or it was scripted. Absolutely not true. You see that it was fights all around the arena, so when something like that happens, it can't be fake or rehearsed.
Emotions were definitely flying that night.
Probably so. I was cool. I really wasn't tripping.
Yeah.
From what I'm told, we spoke. My team has spoke to his team, and before the end of the year, I think we're gonna make it happen.
Ooh, the rematch.
Yes.
Every time Floyd Mayweather Jr. steps into the ring, it's a big deal for boxing fans. Known as one of the best fighters ever, Mayweather will be fighting in a rematch against John Gotti III. The match is set for August 24 at the Arena Ciudad de Mexico. Before the fight came to reality, there happened a face-off at Times Square where both the fighters looked very straight. Mayweather, often called the best pound-for-pound fighter, retired undefeated with a record of 50-0. During his impressive career, he won 8 world titles across various weight classes. These titles include championships from major boxing organizations like the WBC and WBA. Floyd Money Mayweather is a living legend with his undisputed career, and even Gotti accepted that he was beyond amazed last time in the ring. John Gotti III expressed a sense of wonder about his journey from a budding mixed martial artist to standing in a ring opposite Floyd Mayweather. He marveled at the unlikely scenario, noting how unbelievable it would have seemed 11 years ago when he first started in MMA. Gotti mentioned, "I was like, this is surreal. This doesn't feel real. If you would have told me when I first started my mixed martial arts journey, like 11 years ago, would I be fighting Floyd Mayweather 11 years later, I'd say you're crazy and that is video game. And it's a guy who I grew up idolizing as a fighter my whole life. I was a huge fan of Floyd my whole life." He described that the moment Gotti stepped into the ring with Mayweather, he was charged with personal significance and professional challenge. He mentioned that facing Mayweather wasn't just about competing against another boxer, but measuring himself against a legend he had admired for years. Gotti felt the weight of the occasion, noting that Mayweather's determination to perform and put work in that night added to the intensity, making it clear that Mayweather was there not just to show up but to dominate. He added, "That was part of also the moment. It was a big moment like you said as well, the fact that it was also Floyd, not so much for the amount of people that were there, but it was Floyd, and it was Floyd determined. He wanted to put work in that night, he wanted to hurt me." Their first match in 2023 was intense. Mayweather controlled most of the fight, but the match ended unexpectedly in the 6th round when the referee stopped it due to both fighters ignoring warnings about their conduct. The abrupt end led to chaos, stirring up controversy and anticipation for their rematch. John Gotti III shared how after their last brawl, things were not quite the same between them. He addressed the atmosphere at the press conference before his rematch with Floyd Mayweather and revealed a more personal dimension is being given given to their upcoming bout. He sensed that Mayweather was genuinely annoyed, which added a layer of personal tension between them beyond the professional competition. Gotti said, "Getting a feel of him at the press conference, he was annoyed. I felt his energy, and it was beyond the boxing fight. It's a match, but between me and him as men. It's personal, and we want to settle this like men. We want no interference, no nonsense that happened last fight, just me and him. And after it's done, we'll shake hands and go our separate ways." Mayweather is going to face John Gotti III, a mixed martial arts fighter turned professional boxer. Born in 1992, Gotti III is the grandson of the infamous New York mob boss, John Gotti. Despite his notorious lineage, Gotti III has carved out his own path in sports, focusing on a legal fighting career. He started in MMA in 2017 and switched to boxing in 2020. In his brief boxing career, he has already seen success, winning both of his professional fights. John Gotti Jr., the father of John Gotti III, talked about the mindset surrounding their approach to fighting, drawing a parallel to the infamous ethos of John Gotti Sr. He emphasized the importance of living up to one's words, particularly when they involve something related to their forebears. Gotti Jr. recalled the phrase, "kill or be killed," that his son used, linking it to as an historical statement made by his grandfather in defiance against the U.S. government years ago. He stressed that if such a declaration is made, it must be backed with full commitment and intensity in the ring, implying that a fighter must be prepared to give their all, understanding the stakes could be as high as life or death.
When you make a declaration like you did last fight, kill or be killed, your grandfather made that statement, he meant it. He made it in a statement where he talked about the United States government. When the government goes to war with me, meaning my father saying John Gotti, I raise the black flag. I ask for no quarter and I give no quarter. That's the way it is, kill or be killed. You uttered those words. You didn't follow through on those words. It's got to mean something. If you're going to walk in that ring, then you got to leave it all there, even if it means you going down.
John Gotti Jr. shared his deep personal reservations about his son John Gotti III's choice of profession in boxing, contrasting it with other safer career paths he would have preferred for him. He expressed that he never pushed his son towards boxing, emphasizing that it was entirely his son's decision. Gotti Jr. described the intense emotional experience he undergoes every time his son steps into the ring, likening it to waiting for a life-altering jury verdict. This metaphor highlights the profound concern and fear he feels for his son's safety, underlining the parental love and protective instincts that come into play despite his son's independent career choice. He expressed, "He has no choice. He chose it. It's a profession he chose. I didn't choose this for my son. I don't want him to do this. I would have much rather he become a lawyer, a doctor, something else. I don't care, a truck driver, anything else but boxing. Every time my son walks into the ring, it's like I'm waiting for a jury to come back with a verdict on my life. He is my life. He's the love of my life. Every time, my heart is in my throat." Gotti Jr. acknowledged Floyd Mayweather's integrity in granting his son, John Gotti III, a rematch, recognizing Mayweather as a man of his word. However, he also suggested that Mayweather might have underestimated his son's ability to improve and adapt. Gotti Jr. expressed confidence in his son's capabilities, particularly his exceptional skill in learning from past experiences and performing under pressure. He anticipates that the fighter stepping into the ring on August 24th will surpass all expectations and potentially deliver a stunning performance that will astonish the audience and shock the world.
I think Floyd made a mistake. He honored his word and gave John a rematch. He's a man of his word. He's an honorable man. But I think he made a big mistake. John takes retests better than anybody else I've ever seen. And I think the fighter you're going to see enter the ring on August 24th is going to blow your minds. That's what I believe. I believe he's going to shock the world and blow your minds. That's what I believe.
If John Gotti III comes from a family of men who stood by their words, then this is to acknowledge that Floyd Mayweather is the son of Floyd Sr., the best trainer and boxer ever seen. Oscar De La Hoya spoke highly of Floyd Mayweather Sr. and talked about his profound impact as a trainer and teacher on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s development as a boxer. De La Hoya appreciated Mayweather Sr.'s methodical and disciplined approach to training, which he believes shaped Mayweather Jr. into a top-tier athlete. He praised Mayweather Sr. for instilling patience and a strong work ethic in his son, noting these qualities as central to Mayweather Jr.'s success. De La Hoya said, "Floyd Sr. is the best trainer I've ever had. He's a teacher, and that's what Floyd Jr. grew up with. He grew up with a teacher who disciplined him to be the very best, and I love his patience. I love the fact that he's a hard hitter, and he has a chin. See, people discredit him for not having a chin. He has a chin, and he has a big heart." Further, De La Hoya elaborated on what sets Mayweather Jr. apart in boxing. He pointed out Mayweather Jr.'s strategy in the ring, known as ring general, generalship, which allows him to exhaust opponents strategically without necessarily being aggressive. De La Hoya emphasized Mayweather Jr.'s ability to choose the right moments to strike and his tactical approach to wearing down an opponent, which he finds particularly impressive. He added, "I think that what makes him unique is obviously his boxing ability, but his ring generalship is what does it for me. He knows how to pick his spots. He knows how to get you tired without even throwing punches." This upcoming fight in Mexico City is seen by many as a chance for both fighters to reclaim their reputations after the previous match ended in a brawl. The choice of Mexico City as the venue aims to provide a fresh start away from the previous controversies, and heightened security measures are expected to prevent any repeat of the last fight's chaos. Sammy the Bull Gravano commented on the fight and gave the sentiments of many by labeling the previous encounter as a show, but also agreed with the financial success it likely brought to both fighters. He accepted the widespread view that while the fight was marred by controversy, it remained a lucrative event. Gravano also touched on John Gotti III's chances against Mayweather, suggesting that Gotti would only have a real shot in a no-holds-barred MMA setting rather than a traditional boxing match.
I thought it was a show that they can make money. A couple of people asked me before the fight, so I said Mayweather is a great fighter. He's unbeaten, but beyond unbeaten, he's a talented boxer. So I said if the kid fights him in a boxing ring, he'll lose. If he fights him in a cage, he's a big, strong, strappy kid, and you could fight any which way. I think he'd have a shot at beating Mayweather. What happened, I watched it. He cheapened the whole thing. You made money. It was a bullshit fight.
Analyzing the last fight, Joe Rogan provided a critical analysis and highlighted Gotti's use of clinching, a technique more common in MMA than boxing, which played a pivotal role in the fight's conclusion. Rogan noted that Gotti's approach seemed to irritate the referee, Kenny Bayless, leading to the fight being stopped amidst growing tensions and escalating physical confrontations between the two fighters. Rogan emphasized that Mayweather's superior boxing skills were evident as he managed to dominate most of the fight, but Gotti's attempt to show his MMA skills in the boxing ring disrupted the flow of the match.
Did you see the Mayweather-Gotti thing yesterday? So John Gotti, the mobster, his grandson,
the brawl,
he was holding. So Floyd is just piecing him up. You know, I mean, even at 46, he's the greatest of all time. And this kid is really an MMA fighter. He's a tough guy. He caught Floyd a couple times, some little shots, but mostly he's just getting boxed up by literally the greatest boxer of all time. But he was holding on quite a bit and wouldn't let go and was trying to hold and clinch and hit, which is something you can do in MMA. So he's protecting himself from Floyd, but he's not letting go. And so Kenny Bayless gets tired of him not listening and not letting go, and he pushes him off and he says, "That's it, I'm stopping this fight. That's it. You won't listen to me, I am calling this fight." So he goes crazy and gets away from Kenny Bayless and just starts wailing punches at Floyd. Look at this, Floyd catches him with a counter right there. Bang! It became a melee.
This fight was a must-have, first because of its high demand, and second to end the brawl that happened after the fight got stopped, which gave a persona of not such a clear result to the opponents. James Derrick, a close associate of Floyd Mayweather, shared his thoughts on Floyd Mayweather's unchanging nature and his readiness for the upcoming fight, expressing confidence in Mayweather's consistency. He remarked on the daily routine they maintain, emphasizing that their current approach is nothing new and that Mayweather's character and fighting style remain steadfast. Derrick stated, "He's the same Floyd we've been traveling with. We've been taking it day by day, so this is nothing new for Floyd as we have seen it before. No matter what, Floyd is going to be Floyd." He then addressed the relief of arranging the rematch with John Gotti III, acknowledging the emotional load carried since their last match. Derrick expressed satisfaction with finally setting the fight, highlighting the team's anticipation to resolve the lingering tension from the previous bout's outcome. He added, "I am glad that we could make this fight happen because it has been a big weight on our chests since the last outcome." Always beefing with Floyd Mayweather, he saw this exhibition as a waste of time too. Conor McGregor, the renowned MMA fighter, shared his candid thoughts on the fight between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III. McGregor critiqued the event, questioning the significance of the competition and the value of the titles at stake. He expressed skepticism about the purpose and meaningfulness of the fight, highlighting a perceived lack of depth in the contest. Further, McGregor commented on the overall spectacle of the match, revealing that he found the fight itself to be unimpressive. He mentioned that the most exciting part for him was not the fight, but the brawl that ensued afterward, indicating that the chaos following the match was more entertaining than the actual sporting event.
How do you think Floyd did
against Gotti.
I wasn't that impressed, to be honest with you.
So what could have been better?
I don't know what he's at. There's no meaning behind it. He's just, you know, here and there. There's no meaning behind the belt.
Back up.
Right.
There's nothing to it. I enjoyed the brawl afterwards more than I did the actual belt.
Even when Theses fights are catching fans and have high PPV of $49.99, there are some pros who think that these fights are like Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul. When a fighter live a life owed victorious, his legacy must remain the same too. Similarly, Stephen A. Smith, a prominent sports commentator, shared his perspective on the series of fights between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III. Smith emphasized Mayweather's unparalleled status in the boxing world, arguing that Mayweather's exceptional skill set places him beyond comparison with any current fighter. He suggested that Mayweather has earned a level of distinction that makes these matches against less experienced or differently skilled opponents unnecessary and nonsensical.
He's one of the greatest boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. I just see some of these things, and this is just my personal feeling. When you're that great and you're that elite, no one deserves, not just anyone deserves to be in a ring with you, even if you are retired, even if it is for exhibition purposes. This is not a movie. This is not Rocky III, where Rocky is going against Thunderbolt, who that was his name, or Hulk Hogan, okay?
Stephen A. Smith further elaborated on his view of the mismatches in sports, using a compelling analogy involving another sports giant, LeBron James, to emphasize his point about Floyd Mayweather's exhibition fights. Smith criticized the exhibition matches as lacking serious competitive merit, suggesting that they diminish the sport's integrity by not requiring opponents to be on par with Mayweather's elite level. He remarked, "A lot of people wish they could be on a basketball court with LeBron James. You don't deserve it. You are not him. You are not at his level. He is so elite. He is so phenomenal. You don't deserve to be in that arena with him unless you have earned it." And this is how I look at all these exhibition stuff, and all that May Lane stuff doesn't matter to me as far as I am concerned. How could it potentially be orchestrated? I don't know. But I do know that not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring against Floyd Money Mayweather. Even after years and years of being undisputed, Floyd Mayweather has decided to land in the ring once again by his own. This decision might have been made under the influence of his last brawl. Where most of the pros still think that Mayweather is unbeatable, we just need to see what Gotti III brings to the ring this time. Do let us know about your thoughts on the rematch and the brawl that happened last year, and share your concerns about the fight in the comment section below. Don't forget to share the video and like the video, and meanwhile subscribing the channel will connect us for the coming videos too.